Before I was here.
Huh?
Before I was here.
You sure? How old are you? You don't mind me?
29.
29? Might be right. It came in the 80s. You ever heard of Jesse Jackson? He was a guy trying to run for president back in the day, before Obama. But he came up with that term, African American. So we've been here longer than the 80s as people. So it can't be who we are. You said black. Can we go back to the land of black? We come from the land of black. But I know that both of y'all know the answer to this question. How do we, as so-called African Americans and black people, end up in America? How we get it? On what? On the ship. See that? Everybody knows how we got here. And it was on a slave ship. But did you know that that was in the Bible? For that to happen to your people. You know that, did you? You read it?
Sometimes.
What about you?
Sometimes.
Now, there ain't no trick questions that we ask them. We ask them simple questions to make you think.
See where you are.
Question where you at in life, or about the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. We call ourselves African Americans, blacks, niggas, whatever the case may be. Hispanics, Latinos, we call ourselves these terms and we don't even know what they mean. African American, for example. America was named after this guy, Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian map maker. That's who America is named after. Africa, named after Leo Scipio Africanus. It used to be called the land of Ham. But now they call it Africa because they conquered. The Roman general conquered that land and named it after them. They do that when they conquer something. Let me get that in Psalms 49 and 11. I'm going to show you in the scriptures who you are and why this world is the way it is. Why we even call ourselves African American. Deuteronomy 28:37. You know, African American. That's two different white men, so-called white men, two different continents. So why do we call ourselves African American? See that? Don't make no sense, nor does it mean anything. It's confusion, chaos. You know? We're gonna show you how these lands became named after these people. Bring it out right quick, now.
Psalms
49:11. Psalms 49 and 11. Because everything about this earth, this world that we live in is in the Bible. And this book is a history book. It's not for everybody on the planet. Even though anybody can read it, this is your history book. That's why they try so hard to keep us from reading it. Because it's a history book. If you realize who you were and what's required of you, your mindset will be different. You wouldn't be walking around this park right now just sipping, wasting time. Because it's a job and it's a mission at hand for both of y'all to be doing right now. Got that? This one.
Psalm chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
This is talking about the other nations. Mainly this guy, so-called white people. Their thoughts in their mind is that their houses, their businesses, their economy is going to last forever. Go ahead.
And their dwelling places to all generations, they call their lands after their own names.
They do what?
They call their lands after their own names.
What's America named after? Amerigo Vespucci. After their own names. Our last names. What names we got? Are those names our names? The last name, Johnson, Jackson, Brown, Hill. Those are given, because if they were our names, it would be no way for a so-called white man to have the same name. Now, why is it we don't have the last name Ming or Munga Munga? Why we got Jackson and Johnson? Because the same folks who took over this land, they conquered us as well and put our names on them.
Right.
Put their names on us. My bad. That's how we end up with the same last name. Read that last part again.
They call their lands after their own names.
They call their lands and anything that they conquer. People, land, whatever, water, gold, all that. They call it after their name. Go ahead.
Verse 20.
Yeah, that's it. Let me get that in Deuteronomy.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Now, this is a curse that was put on our people. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1.
And then jump to 15.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
To do his commandments. Go ahead.
Which I command thee this day.
That what?
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
On what?
On high.
So if we were to keep the commandments, brother, if we were to do what we were supposed to be doing, we would be in rulership. You understand what comes with rulership? They would be lining up to go to our schools. They would be lining up to get jobs from us. They would be lining up trying to live in our neighborhoods, coming to us to get loans, to buy houses. Bro, everything that we do to them, they were supposed to be doing to us. We ain't supposed to be serving them. They supposed to be serving us. We the greatest people that ever walked the planet. Wouldn't you agree? Who the best at sports? Cooking, singing, anything that you can think of. We the best at it. Just because we broke the commandments that we gonna show you. Give you 15. So one thing the Lord said is we kept the commandments, we would be in rulership, be on high, above all nations. Right now we below all nations. But not keeping the commandments. Go ahead, read 28:15.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
We will not being hard-headed, still rebellious. Can't be hard-headed as a people. Can't nobody tell us nothing. That's our people. Read it again.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
To do all his commandments. Not just say we know him, but to do them. Go ahead.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Commandments like not eating pork, not getting tattoos, not pouring our women out. Following the commandments. Go ahead.
That all these curses.
That what?
That all these curses.
That what?
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses. Are we blessed as a people or cursed as a people? When your people gunning each other down, when they hate each other, when they don't even speak to each other, they hate to even go to each other's houses, to build with each other. When you say we cursed, or will we be blessed just because of the fact we woke up this morning?
Both.
Both. We're going to read you some of these curses just to show you that we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And that we are not truly blessed like you believe, but cursed nonetheless for breaking his commandments. Is that it on it?
Verse 16.
Nah, bring that out right quick. Because one of these curses, just like we were saying, not knowing who we are, we would be in astonishment or a byword calling ourselves African Americans. And that's actually two so-called white men from two different continents, from two different areas or cultures, two different time frames, but we calling ourselves African Americans. Bring it out.
You want
28, 37.
37.
Yeah.
And Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Astonishment. Just like y'all brother just said, we the greatest on the planet at everything. Astonishment is we the best, but we don't even recognize it. And we on the bottom of society, being great at everything. Go ahead.
And thou shalt become an astonishment. A proverb.
A proverb. I know what a proverb is. It's a whole book of proverbs in the Bible. I know what a proverb is. It's a wise saying. Something wise. So it said we would become a wise or a proverb. They would say wise proverbs about us. What's some of the things that you hear about our folks that people say when it comes to a so-called black man? What's something that anybody from another nation would throw out that we like what?
Something that's negative.
We like chicken and watermelon. You ever heard that before? How about we always late?
Best way to keep something from a nigga and put it in a book. That's a proverb.
Why I'm saying, and it's true because we don't do what as people. We don't like to read. We'll watch a movie, TV show all day. When it come to read, we ain't gonna do it. So the best way to hide information from us is to do what? Put it in a book. See that? Read that again.
And thou shalt become an astonishment. A proverb and a byword.
Oh, what?
A proverb and a byword.
Byword. Because neither one of you brothers knew. And it's okay. because this is where we build it. But neither one of you brothers knew exactly who you are, who we are as a people. And you calling yourself African American or black like your shirt, that's a byword. That's something given to us, labeled on us, besides who we truly are according to what God calls us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Even the term Negro, that's a byword. Nigga, byword. A byword is any name put on you other than your God-given name, what he called you. That's a byword. Anything other than what God called you. And the reason he's telling you that we are the Israelites, the Israelites are God's chosen people. That's the point he's bringing out. But I want y'all to know why he's telling you that you are the Israelites.
So y'all understand what a byword is, correct? Anything
like B-Y word?
Byword, yeah. Another word would be a nickname. You know, that's not your real name, but everybody knows you for this, so they call you that. Guy big as hell, but they call him the Tiny. You know, or he fast, they call him Speedy. But to be negative toward us, they call us African American. Ain't nothing great about that term, brothers. Ain't nothing great about calling yourself black.
So when you put in the application, what you put?
I check others. Put Israelite on there. You know what I'm saying? That's standing boldly for the word of the Most High. Knowing who you are in these last days. You know what I'm saying? Can't no other nation, can't nobody, period. Not even these brothers here. Even though we on one accord, they can't convince me now to change my way of thinking toward the Lord. Knowing who I am. They can't convince me. Nobody can. But I can convince you that you don't even know what African American means. Or where color came from. Or what Negro means. That's why we out here to make you think. We got to start thinking in these last days as to what's going on. Because a lot of our people don't give a damn. And all praises to you brothers even stopping, giving 5 to 10 minutes of your time to learn something that you didn't know 5 to 10 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? But we out here for you, for our people. You know? Because when you understand truly who you are, the ball game changes. You know what I'm saying? Now you realize it's a game that you got to win. It's a mark you got to press toward. There's something greater out there for you. It ain't just waking up every day to go make money to pay bills. Life is bigger than that. But when you actually know who you are, it's something that's required of you. But are you a so-called African American? Right? You would probably be from the tribe of Judah. That's the same tribe that Christ came from. We get Hebrews 7:14 right. Check out these 12 tribes, man. Judah. Right here. Head tribe. Head tribe. How y'all doing? All right.
Hey, come here to word real quick, brother. Hey, 5 minutes real quick.
5 minutes, bro. Come learn something, man.
5 minutes,
You
bro.
don't want
Oh,
nothing
get a brother
from
hand, man.
in your mind so you can learn
Get a brother
something.
hand, man. All praise to the Most High.
You know who you are according to the scriptures, bro?
No.
Let me hear it.
No. I mean,
It ain't no right or wrong answer, bro.
like I had a stroke, so I don't even know about the Bible anymore.
You had a what?
I had a stroke.
Stroke?
Yeah, and I don't even know. I used to.
You know your name, don't you?
Yeah, the one. I still remember my name, but like I can't remember when I used
Well,
to
this
do
right
it.
here is the refresher. This is what you need right here to push forward in life.
Yeah.
This is bigger than your name. Knowing your nationality, who you are truly, is what's important. So what's your mission right now? What's your job? Not where you work at. What's your job? What's your mission?
Oh, sure. I mean, like my mission. I mean, I'm just.
In life, what's your
I'm
mission?
I'm just living my life, like living.
You see that?
Like living, thank God. You know what I'm saying?
Living and thanking him
Yeah.
for another day, right?
Yeah.
It's more to that than that. He wants you to know that. That's why we called you over here. That's why he sent you over here. Let me get Proverbs 20:24 right here. Because whether you know it or not, just from us calling you, the Lord called you over here.
Right.
Y'all hear that, brother?
Say it again.
We're going to read something right now to prove to you that we didn't call you over here. The Lord did this. Go ahead. Proverbs 20:24.
Proverbs 20 and 24.
Read it loud for him.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
Man's goings
What?
are man's goings.
Y'all some men out here, right?
Yeah.
All right, check this out. What did it say?
man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
Man's goings are of the Lord. We seen you coming. You looking. The Lord said, get him, bring him. It's his time to hit his truth. Same with y'all, bro. Instead of walking around just going to and fro in life, it's time to understand who you are today. You're not an African American. What would you even call yourself?
My dad from Nigeria, but like I had found out, you know what I'm saying? I thought I told y'all before. I found out I had my dad from Nigeria, but he had Chinese mixed. He had
Chinese mixed with him.
Yeah, Chinese and Nigerian.
What's your dad? What's your granddad?
He might have been Nigerian. My daddy, and like he had left me out of my life. You know what I'm saying? He was out of my life. You know what I'm saying? In and out, then he left. But I had got in touch with my family, and I found out. My last name was Chan, C-H-I-N-E.
It's what?
But it's Chan.
Chan?
Yeah, and I didn't know that was a Chinese name. I just know my dad from Nigeria and stuff like that. We split a little bit. And then like, so I found out when I had been found out before I had like a stroke. A lot of stuff because I talked to my cousin.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 40.
You 40?
Yeah.
Man, this brother look like
Damn sure don't look like it, bro. I was like, man,
I take care of myself like I said. When I had that stroke, we was in the UAB hospital for. I got sickle cell, so they give me blood transfusions. I didn't talk to y'all before. I thought I got sickle cell, so they give me blood transfusions. But I got the worst kind of sickle cell. But you got to have all them blood transfusions. Like you got to have blood every month. But like the thing is, when they failed me, it's like I used to study the Bible. I had a whole bunch of dreams and stuff like that, and visionary stuff, and it seemed like, you know what I'm saying, I had kind of like, cause like I said, I had figured out something. Like I used to study Jesus. What they call it, Proverbs, like the first one, Proverbs. What's the first Genesis? Yeah. And I used to try to understand what happened, and then what I had came out, and I ain't trying to put that in y'all mind. Like what happened, I had kind of understanding. Like, and I don't want to say this, and like, when I say this, I don't want you to be like, I'm trying to convince anybody. Like, what I got out of it when I experienced my death, when Jesus came down, it was like, you know, all the gremlins and stuff that be showing on TV and stuff like that, and all those little, what you call like, they was on Earth, and like all like Medusa and stuff like that. Well, what I was trying to say was, like, this used to be like it used to be hell. But when Jesus came down here, that's what he did for us. That mean like that's what I got. Like, cause I used to study, and that's the only thing I left with. When Jesus, when Jesus died, that's when he came and cleared it out so we can have a life. And he put all them demons and all the serpents in jail.
Is symbolic to
he put them in
life,
the jail and cast them out the earth or something like that.
Dreams are symbolic to the things that happen on earth.
Yeah.
Right now, we in a hellish condition as a people. When y'all brothers agree.
You know what? They got a restroom.
Restroom.
It'd be up there if they had one, but you can go ask them, can you use in a restaurant, but they'll tell you to buy something or something like that.
Right there, man.
And, okay, that's the one right there too. It's closer.
Yeah, but like you were saying, the heaven and hell is symbolic in a dream.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm an interpreter of dreams, but things are always symbolic. Everything is spiritual on this earth. Everything is spiritual and the natural world. Everything goes back and forth, hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So the reason you seeing them dreams or even not knowing who you are, that's a hellish condition. To see your people not knowing who the hell they are, what they're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because we make up the 12 tribes of Israel. 12 tribes. It's one nation of people. God's chosen people. And if we don't know who the hell we are, what we're supposed to be doing, we're going to be going through hell. Yeah. As we just read, he said if we don't keep the commandments, what's going to happen, bro? Still got that? Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28:15.
About the 10 Commandments. They would have called
any
the 10 Commandments.
Yeah. We ain't keeping them. So as a result of not keeping the commandments, what's going to happen? Doing what?
I mean,
that's right. What you think?
I mean, what you saying?
If we don't keep the commandments as a people, what's going to happen to you? Just like in your own household growing up, if you ain't keep your whatever household, whether it be your mom and dad or grandparents, whoever you raised, if you didn't keep those commandments in the house, what was going to happen to you?
Oh, you was gonna be punished and stuff
Gonna
like
be
that.
punished. You got that Deuteronomy 28:15 right quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
That all these what?
that all these curses shall.
Curses. That's what you were talking about in your dream. Curses. Saying you seen hell and Christ came down and died and made everything different, right?
Yeah,
There's somewhere
it's more than a dream. What I was doing before I had a stroke, I used to study the Bible, and I used to study all types of Bible. I was into some like I had the first Bible, like I had Bibles they said I ain't supposed to have. I was a Mason.
But did you do anything that was written in there?
No, I just read the Bible and I just prayed to the Lord. And then like when I
Now what are you talking about in the Bible?
I ain't gonna lie to you, I can't remember. Like I said, I had the stroke. When I had the stroke,
The main thing he was talking about in there was keep his commandments. I came and saved you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore, you in my house now. I put you in your land. Keep my commandments, and everything will be good for you. But we ain't in our land. We in captivity. So obviously we didn't do what, bro? You see that it's that simple.
Precept, brother.
Go ahead, bring it up.
Is Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 13. Therefore my people.
So once again, then you know that these people, the nation of Israel, are God's chosen people. The only people he dealing with. Bring it up.
Therefore my people are gone into captivity.
Gone into captivity. Go ahead.
Because they have no knowledge.
No what?
No knowledge.
You see that? We don't even know who we are. We damn sure ain't got no knowledge of who the Lord is. Even though we can read it, we don't have no understanding. Keep reading.
And their honorable men are famished.
They're what?
And their honorable men are famished.
We don't even know Moses was from our nation. We don't know Christ was from our nation. We don't know King Solomon, King David, King Saul. All these brothers was from our nation. We don't know that Mark, Matthew, Luke, John, they from our nation. Paul from our nation. We don't even know that. And we piling in these churches week in and week out to go listen to some man sit up there and dance and hoopla, and he ain't telling us who we are. And we steady coming in this church, leaving out, not knowing who the hell we are or what the hell we supposed to be doing. Is there more on it?
And their multitude dried up with thirst.
And we thirsty out here. Our people searching the internet day in and day out trying to find some information. How to get rich, how to get women, how to buy a house, how to start a business. They thirsty for some knowledge, but we can't find it. As much as we search the internet, we still on the bottom. Why is it? We ain't keeping the commandments. You know? Y'all know anything about the commandments?
Bring out the net verse.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
What you said?
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
So hell is not a place where it's fire raising up in a damn man in a red suit and walking around poking everybody. Hell is a condition. Read the last part again.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
Because we don't have no knowledge of the Most High, nor what we supposed to be doing. Therefore, hell have enlarged herself. Where your brothers in every neighborhood you go in killing each other. They living and got trash everywhere. They like the pig that they eat. They living in filth now, not knowing who the hell they are. The man then became weak-minded where he follow his woman around. You know? The man walking around sagging his pants behind under his ass for what? Don't even know why. Just following tradition. Following the trends of this world. And not even knowing that where is it? Yeah. That's buck breaking. Men wearing their pants below their head, that's something that they've been pushing on us for the longest. All the different celebrities been doing it, and who controls media? So-called white men. But nonetheless, buck breaking is something that the slave master did to the slaves when they was standing up for their people. Anybody that had some sense on a plantation, that had some respect of the people, they used that man as an example to everybody else. Oh, you want to buck up against me? Pull your pants down as you see and rape you in front of everybody. That started in slavery on the plantation. and then gonna make you walk around with your pants sagging to let everybody know what has been done to you, and to let the other slave masters who came to buy you let you know that you already been broken in. So now it has transformed over to the prison system. That's more captivity. And now it has transformed over to the mass media that's promoted to our people. Now you see young boys who 5, 10 years old sagging their damn pants, all the way to a man that's 60 years old sagging his pants, wearing his cap backwards. You know, that don't make no sense. Not knowing where it started from. And that's a process, a strategy that's been placed on our people to destroy us. Check.
And now, I don't know if y'all saw it or not, they make mockery of her because some stores, they got the mannequins, when they trying to sell the clothes, they got the mannequins with his pants sagging below his ass. The mannequin. That's how they displaying the clothes.
So, what are we out here to do to wake our people up in these last days to let them know who they are?
The precept is Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
He said, my people, once again, making reference to a possessive state, letting them know that we are God's chosen. Even if we ain't, he's talking to his people, but we know for a fact, due to the curses, that we are God's chosen people. But he's saying, my people are what?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's destroyed. And I ain't ashamed to admit, or I am, that I used to be in that state when I was young as hell. I used to do it too. But I ain't had no knowledge. I was going by what I was seeing on TV. Keep going.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
You see that? A lot of our brothers and sisters, we say, hey, you got time to hear the word, to hear the truth about who you are? I ain't got time for that. What the Lord say?
Thou hast rejected knowledge.
They reject knowledge. Like they got something better to do. Y'all brothers stood here for 5 to 10 minutes and learned more in 5 to 10 minutes that you can learn in a whole year about who you are as a people. But our people reject knowledge, so the Lord said what?
I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
We done forgot the law. We done forgot, man. We done forgot who the hell we are. We trying to fight for equal rights. We are marching for civil rights. Why the hell we got to march for somebody to treat us like a damn human? Human rights. Equality. Why the hell should we have to do that? Now they trying to take the history out of the school system. I know y'all brothers out of school, but they trying to take it out of the youth school so that they don't realize what the hell is going on.
Appreciate it.
Bring it out.
It's
Bring it out, bro.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
You see that? The Lord ain't say you were equal. He didn't say you need to try harder at being an American. You know, be a better African American. What you say?
For thou art an holy people. And
Holy. Y'all know what that means? What holy mean? Spiritual? What you think? The word means separate. You're separate from everybody else. Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Unto who?
Unto the Lord thy God.
You see that? Keep going.
The Lord thy God had chosen thee.
He did what?
The Lord thy God had chosen thee
He chose you. Go ahead.
to be a special people.
What?
To be a special people unto himself.
Unto himself. So, bro, you know you special. We as a people special. We ain't like everybody else. Even though you turn on the TV, they say everybody equal. We all bleed red. We all breathe the same air. The sun shine on everybody. Nah, it's still somebody that's special. Keep reading.
For the Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people.
You hear that? Read it again.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So why the hell we hold our hands trying to march over the bridge to get some rights? Why we hold hands painting the streets for our lives to matter? What did he just say? And what? And above all nations. Read the last part again.
the Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
See that? He said above everybody on this planet, on the earth. He say Birmingham, he say Alabama, he said on the earth. When you hear that phrase, brother, get out of a damn switch or the bulb need to go off in your mind. Hey, the Lord said that about me, about my people. Now you need to start doing that research to find out what the hell is going on. Why I didn't know that beforehand. How old are you? I'm 28. Why I'm just now finding this information out? You need to start doing that research. You need to start finding that research as to why I go through the things I go through. Why when I was reading that book early in my life, I didn't have that understanding. It's a reason for that.
Like I said, I used to.
You used to what?
I used to read all of them.
You used to read, but you didn't have the understanding.
No, I had a stroke. I got sickle cell. I had a stroke. It was told, like I said, it was a hospital fault.
You're waking up every day, don't you?
And I'm back to reading. But
back to reading?
You know what I'm saying? But like I kind of went back a little bit after I had that stroke. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I used to read all that stuff. Like I used to get information like on YouTube, like I used to give them information from all all of like religions. I don't want to disrespect you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you got called your I forgot what y'all Israelites. I don't know if what kind of religion y'all call yourself. Like an Israelite, but I used to study them on YouTube instead of all of the religions.
Whether you know it or not, brother, all the different nations of people study this.
Yeah, and I
just got hit with
I used to study the Muslims and everything.
Where do you think all these other nations get their traditions from, or their rules from? They people. Some of our rules and live by them.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know. I mean, I just, like I said, I had a stroke. I'm 40 years old. I had a stroke. I got sickle cell, and I just been like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I just, I don't understand. I read some scriptures and stuff like that. Try to read some scriptures and stuff like that. And like you get back on pace and stuff like that. But I
you believe in it?
Cause like I said, when I died, I'm telling you, I don't know where I went, but when I went somewhere, I'm just saying. I've been telling my brother now, man. I've been telling everybody I know that I went somewhere. I don't know where I went, and I feel like when I had that stroke.
Whether you know it or not, there's plenty of brothers in the scripture that went into that trance as well. That didn't know where the hell they was at or how they got there.
Like when I had that stroke, I didn't want to come back. I had to apologize to my friend. He died because he liked to do drugs and stuff. He couldn't never get out that dope. He'd get out for what's called. I had to get in touch with him, and I told him and he liked to die. He told me he didn't want to come back, and I told him. Back in the days, I told him, what the heck is wrong with you? You want to come back and you get it? Because I've been through that before, but I never get to that threshold where I just you know what I'm saying? It seemed like I'm just saying what I felt when I was like in heaven. 33. Like I guess that's I don't know it like I said.
When you was
like when I was going when I was at that crossroad, I don't know if I was in heaven. My grandma came and got me. And when my grandma came down, I couldn't recognize her because I guess she was in her younger version. And then but I know that was my grandma. And then she took me walking through like a valley, and we was walking through a valley. And then she was talking to me, and I can't remember the conversation. I've been through a whole little valley, like with friends I saw that had sickle cell like me that died before me because they gave up. Because you ain't supposed to drink when you have sickle cell, but they were hard headed. They kept on drinking. That's why they were robbing. You can't drink when you have sickle cell. You can kill yourself. Especially if you got real sickle cell, like sickle cell anemia, sickle cell, sickle cell, SC and all that stuff.
Right.
But I went through them transfers and stuff like that. I don't know if they were dreams, like I said. I don't know if they were dreams, but it felt so real. Like I met people into my family, I've been it was like I was somewhere on a whole nother planet and stuff like that. But hold on, I ain't trying to be respectful. But I had told he was like a cousin, like he was in the family through marriage and all that stuff. I told him I apologized to him because I didn't want to come back. Like when I was coming back, I had to tell him, I understand what you're saying now because I haven't felt like that in a long time. When I came back, I was mad. I don't know why. I was mad. That's what I'm saying.
You should be mad because it's bigger than that. Than what you seen and what you do. It's bigger than that. Bring it up.
Job chapter 33 and verse 15.
got 5 minutes, sis?
No, sir, I don't. I'll be blessed, though.
In a dream.
You're an Israelite, you got to keep the commandments and repent. Quit.
In a dream. In a vision of the night. When deep sleep falleth upon men.
See that? This is talking about dreams, sleep, trances. Quit.
And slumberings upon the bed. Verse 16. Then he opened the ears of men.
He opened the ears of men and they sleep.
And sealeth their instruction.
And seal their instruction. That's why you have some situations, y'all have seen it on the news, you have a guy, he might have been the smartest guy in the classroom, never did anything, but one day he woke up, strapped up, and he went and shot up in the mall. That's the Lord sealing them instructions, whether it be for good or for evil, because you know the Lord create good and evil. Go ahead, bring it that way.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in this book of the law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And
that's a curse. We can go through these various diseases and plagues as a people for not doing what, bro? Keeping the commandments.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not, we've all been here before.
Yeah.
It's called regeneration. Not reincarnation, but regeneration. We all been here before. So when we pass in previous lives, the body goes to the ground and the spirit go back to the Most High to get that judgment. And then we return again. And depending on how we lived our past life is how we're gonna end up on the earth the next time. So if you're born with something, it might have been something you did in the past.
You talking like being born again and stuff like that? Like when they said you're gonna be
Regeneration.
born again? Like, okay, when they said you're gonna be born again, because I had a question, I used to always wonder that.
You're talking about
If
Christianity.
but like a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people say that, but like they believe in that. If you say you're gonna be born again, that means you're gonna come back on this earth.
Yeah. Watch,
That's-
hold on,
okay.
check. Have you ever had a feeling of deja vu? Like you've seen that before, been there before? That's the reason why.
I'm gonna
Go
ask you
ahead.
another question. So how is this true? Because I heard something like this. I don't know if I'm saying it right because I know, like I said, I had memory. Like, so how do you? I don't like. I heard that before. They say when you go to church, that's what they tell you: be born again, born again. I remember somebody said that, but you want to go higher, and this a fifth planet game. They said it's the fifth planet game. You want to go higher, like
Fifth planet?
No, like you know how they call it a planet Earth. But this the like okay. One moment. I'm coming. Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. I'm still down here where you left me. Okay. Let me know. All right. Hold on. Let me call you back. Okay. I'ma call you. Cause I'm gonna forget what I was saying if I don't. Cause know what I was saying? Like, okay, they're born again. See, that's what I was confused about. Cause like I remember back in the days when I stayed, I said, okay, they go to church. They say they won't be born again. But I heard some people say, and I guess in their religion, that you can get to a higher planet and you will be on a better planet.
You see me?
Or something like that. Like say they got, that's why they count them. You know how they count the planets? 1, 2, 3. And they say they found another Earth. This is way out there, it's behind
So
something.
this right here, you scan
But
it.
I you know what I'm saying? I
It'll lead
forgot
you
what they
to
call
our
it. They
webpage.
want to call it Earth 2.
Then on our webpage,
See, but it's all rumors. You know
you
what I'm
can
saying?
see our
But I don't know
YouTube.
if they
You go
true
on
because
there,
you know they said they had an
subscribe,
Earth
and
2,
you'll see
but
this
it's
video
way
on
out.
We can't listen to
All
that.
that stuff, but
Because
okay,
that's
that's rumors.
Esau talk.
That's
Right,
rumors
right.
and all that stuff from them
What
people.
we need to be
scientists.
focused on is what's on this earth.
But what I'm
And
hold
being
on.
born again in the scriptures is talking about changing your mindset back to being a child, because a child soaks up information rather than try to buck up against it because they don't know nothing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The scripture tell you, let me get 1 Corinthians 8:2. You know, all these other planets and things of that nature, we ain't got time to be worried about that because we don't understand the things that's on this planet. So being born again to be put on another planet makes no sense when we don't even understand what's going on here. That's it.
I understand.
what you looking for, King?
Nah,
1 Corinthians 8:2. I got it.
Yeah.
yeah, John 3:1.
Let me ask you this. So, okay, if you be born again, I ain't trying to be funny, put it like this. If you be born again and you come as another person or somebody in your family in the future, how can you get, like, I'm trying to say this, how can you get to heaven? How did you get home? That's what one time I was trying to figure out before I had the stroke. Like I told you, I got
Now,
the sickle cell. And
like I explained to you earlier, Is hell a place?
No, it's gone.
It's
Hell
a
is
status. Hell is a status. We in a hellish condition as a people right now. So heaven is a status as well.
So,
Heaven gonna be on the planet Earth.
I gotta ask you another
It's gonna
question.
be on this planet.
I ain't trying to be funny. So they had a prediction, and I remember they said what's gonna happen. They gonna release. He's gonna be released from his jail cell, and they say he's coming back to Earth. They're talking about the devil. When he come back, then they had that war. You know what I'm talking about? They said they're gonna have a war, and God people gonna win because they're gonna come down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I was saying, so you know about that? You think that's gonna happen for real or something like that? But they said it because what they were saying at one point,
I
they
can
said it was extra
I can go back and forth with that. But if you got time to stay to listen to the answer, I'll answer. But if you can rather say that and walk off, it ain't no point in me going into it.
No, I ain't gonna walk off. I'm right here.
All right, we'll get to that in a hot second. Let's bring that up right now.
This is John chapter 3, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
Because you got to be reborn. You got to cut the ways of this world off.
So that's
you
how you
can't,
see the kingdom of God.
No, I'm just answering what you're saying. He's saying you got to be born again. You can't make it into the kingdom being a homosexual. You can't make it into the kingdom eating pork every day. You can't make it into the kingdom as a man trying to dress up to be a woman. You got to cut the ways of this world off and be born again in order to reach the kingdom, to even get the mindset of which you're trying to obtain. Because you ain't going to understand the scriptures if you stay in the sin. The scripture tell you when you keep the commandments, you get a good understanding to every damn thing, to life, period. As to who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, how to hold your household down, how to find a wife, you know. You're supposed to know your roles. You got to be born again. That's what he's talking about. Not just being born out the womb again or going to another planet. Is there more enough? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Nicodemus said unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Jesus answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God.
See that? The water and spirit. The water is understanding. The spirit is the commandments. You ain't keeping the commandments, you ain't got that understanding, you ain't gonna be able to enter into the kingdom. How you gonna enter into the kingdom knowing and saying and calling yourself an African American?
Hello?
The kingdom is reserved for those who put in that work. For those who've been pressing forward every day, who know who they are. We can't just believe and think that we gonna get in there. You had to do more than that to get out of bed this morning. You know? So how you think you're gonna get to the kingdom without knowing what he actually talking about? You can believe in the Most High, but you gotta do what he tell you to do in order to get to the kingdom.
Let me get a precept for you, King.
Bring it out.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation.
You see that? Go ahead.
The old man,
The old man.
which is corrupt, according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
You see that? Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Is there more?
Yeah. And that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness, whereof putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor.
Speak truth. We got, in order to reach the kingdom, we gotta quit lying to each other. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how many people we try to talk to and say, I will be back, they never come back. Why even lie on something?
I'll be down.
Every Sabbath, Lord willing. You know, every Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Try to do something 7 Friday, right? 7 on YouTube.
Yeah, every Friday night at 7:30 we have a live class on YouTube. Like we just had one last night. The Mighty Brother went in on the topic, and then the following week we had the same thing going on.